There are people online who annoy you. People whose posts make you roll your eyes. People you criticize. People you swear you don't care about. And yet, you keep checking. You keep watching. You keep coming back. Which raises a strange question. If you don't like them, why can't you stop paying attention to them? Because the truth is, attention isn't always driven by admiration. Sometimes it's driven by something much deeper. Most people assume attention follows preference. You watch what you enjoy. You follow what you value. You engage with what makes you happy. But human psychology doesn't work that neatly, because attention is often captured by tension. And nothing creates tension quite like someone who triggers something inside you. Someone who makes you compare, question, compete, feel insecure, even if you dislike them, especially if you dislike them. The human brain naturally compares. It's one of the oldest survival mechanisms we have. We constantly measure status, success, attractiveness, influence, belonging against other people. Online platforms didn't create comparison. They simply turned it into an endless activity. Now there is always someone richer, happier, more attractive, more successful, available at the touch of a screen. And the more someone activates comparison, the harder they become to ignore. Think about the person you check most often. It may not be your favorite creator. It may not even be someone you respect. It might be someone who represents something you feel conflicted about. Someone who has the life you want, the confidence you wish you had, the recognition you crave, the success you haven't reached. And every time you see them, they activate an emotional reaction. The brain remembers emotional reactions, which means it keeps returning to the source. Most people imagine envy as obvious jealousy, but modern envy is often much quieter. It sounds like, "I just don't get why they're popular. They're overrated. I could do that too. What's so special about them?" The emotion disguises itself as criticism. But underneath the criticism, there is still attention. And attention is exactly what keeps the attachment alive. Humans evolved in groups. And in groups, status mattered. Who was respected? Who was admired? Who had influence? Who belonged? Your brain still monitors these signals today. Except now, instead of a village of 100 people, you compare yourself against millions. Every scroll becomes a social ranking system, and your mind starts tracking people whether you want it to or not. Here's where it becomes strange. Negative attention can be just as addictive as positive attention, because emotional intensity creates engagement. The brain doesn't simply remember what it loves. It remembers what affects it. Anger, frustration, resentment, curiosity. All of these emotions strengthen attention, which is why some people become obsessed with creators they claim to dislike. The emotional charge keeps pulling them back. And modern platforms understand this. The algorithm doesn't care whether your reaction is positive or negative. It only sees engagement. If someone repeatedly captures your attention, the system learns, and then it gives you more posts, more videos, more updates, until the person becomes a recurring character inside your mental world, even when you never invited them in. This is the uncomfortable realization. Sometimes you're not watching them. You're watching a version of yourself. The insecure part. The competitive part. The ambitious part. The part that wonders, why not me? Because often the person on the screen is acting like a mirror. And what keeps you returning isn't them. It's the feeling they create inside you. The people who occupy the most space in your mind are not always the people you love. Sometimes they're the people who trigger unresolved emotions. Comparison, envy, admiration, competition, insecurity. And until those emotions are understood, the attention remains attached. So the next time you find yourself checking on someone you claim not to like, ask yourself one question. Are you really watching them? Or are you watching the version of yourself that appears whenever they do? This is the unseen order. First, reality became distorted. Then comfort became more attractive than truth. Then approval became emotional survival. Then algorithms learned how to shape attention. And now, attention has attached itself to people you can't stop watching, even when you don't understand why. Subscribe